Hey Dave, are you ready? Here we go. YouTube adds a second, Dave. 3 minutes. If you look at my video in the YouTube player, it actually says 3 minutes. 3:00. So maybe a punishment for before last week, but not last week. But go ahead and recommend me a punishment. I don't think you've issued a punishment to me yet. So not all change is good, especially in the setting of a context that's poor. I'm interested how people and groups own this idea of the creation of a game, keeping better in mind instead of embracing the status quo or lowering expectations. Life, after all, above nature is a lot of game creation. Culture has visible and invisible guidelines, and very often they're arbitrary and silly. An interesting leadership image that comes to my mind when I was thinking about this was the water bottle of timeless truths. The water is the same on the inside, but the bottle's design and structure depends on the culture. In this analogy, the water is the rules of the game or the fundamentals, and the water bottle is the relevance to the culture. The varied creations. It's the reason that one game that you play like a board game can feel exactly like another game even though the content is different. How the bottle looks defines the truth of the tribe. Right? The kind of person the game would be for. Like, who is this for? What kind of audience would own a water bottle that looks like this? This isn't a Lego, but I thought about Lego too. They have a thing called the system. It's the peg design on the bottom of a Lego that makes it able to build off of everything else. Without that, you wouldn't be able to put Legos onto each other. There's a lot of examples of change for change's sake, but this is the one that came to mind for me. I remember owning the creativity for like New York State FCC Late State conferences and taking pictures for the slideshow they show at the end of the conference. I placed high expectations on it, of course. Eventually, over time, I wasn't asked to contribute to the slideshow as much, and then everyone contributed to it, putting in duplicates, vertical video, vertical pictures, and a lot of things submitted from everyone. And it makes sense, right? Because everyone has a phone now, which has a camera on it, so the quality and the organization of the presentation sort of backslid. Expectations lowered with no like increasing effort to prevent that backslide, so the quality got a little bit downgraded, and change for the sake of change happened. The path of least resistance, the status quo, changed. All of these are sort of approaches and games with specific rules in order for the most efficient bettering of a situation. Play helps us see the rules. Certain creative constraints in games can help variation flourish in a variety of ways instead of it being too general or too specific that nobody would want to put the effort in. The deeper a rule change, the more widespread the effect, right? It's like a sudden value change. Consistency and full effort, like my journaling of daily page for 10 to 20 minutes a day, it results in a mosaic of creative value because of the creative constraints I have. Certain game decisions are more central to others depending on how central the rules are to the game being played. With well thought out values and context to live by, life can be meaningful and dynamic, like a really good game story, invested with humanness and constructed meaning, as I've seen in the video games that I've played, or board games that I've played. Games and valuable rules to live by matter to me. Especially play, too. Have a great day, and I'll maybe see you Thursday. I gotta clean this up now.